Okay, you're, no, not yet. Yeah, you're live.
All right.
Oh, you're live. Yes. Your mic's on. Yeah, there it is.
All right. So we need to bring this meet the order here. Guess everybody's got the uh got the minutes from last
Put it in your
month.
pocket. You don't have a problem.
The motion to approve the minutes. Last month's minutes.
Motion.
Second.
Who did that, Jason?
Yep.
Okay.
All in favor? Well, I didn't look at them, so, but I guess so. All right. I guess we got any old business?
I'll put this on old business. We finally have gotten several of our documents approved through KDA and have moved them through. So our CIP now has been approved and forwarded on to the FAA, who have actually signed off on it. That is approximately over the next 5 years, approximately 5.6 million. That includes Pappy's and Reels, T-hanger, airport perimeter fence, apron rehab, taxiway rehab, access road improvements, AWAS, and possibly a 60 by 60 box hanger. The biggest part of that, there's a lot of NPE and AIG money, which is our money they give us each year. BIL money, which is the bipartisan infrastructure loan or legislation. AIP, I should say, funding sources. That's your airport money. State will be picking up perimeter fence and some other items like that. But yeah, pretty good investment over the next 5 years. So,
Absolutely.
and I did get a sign off on that. And if you'd like to see it, I've got a copy here you can look at. But
Yeah.
you got a copy of it then? Good. All right. For the airport development plan, we have a project list here. I don't know if you've seen this one. Oh. You may have seen this one. Basically, this is how they've laid it out in the years they expect this to happen. Okay, and I'll give it to you. Pappy's and Reels in 26, the T hangers construction 26, taxiway 27, the bank. I see 28, but I see nothing here. 29 and 30 is the AWAS. So that's what they're looking at for that period. It's a short summary of the other one.
They're saying the fence this year, 25. Okay.
I'm saying it. The CIP says Pappy's and Reels and airport perimeter fence. Yes.
Okay.
Now, I am not going to hold my breath.
Understand.
Okay. But at least we have the first approvals on that to moving forward. So at least that is some progress. Okay. It's not just crickets we're hearing. We're actually hearing a couple of footsteps here and there. So, fuel sales, since our last, well, that's not the one I'm looking for. That's just for the month of July, our fuel sales total $8,057.41 and sold 1,660 gallons of fuel. Of that, it was like 3 to 1. It was like 1,175 avgas and 485 jet fuel. In August, jet fuel came up. We sold 755 gallons as opposed to 1,228 gallons of 100 or low lead, for a total of $9,537.32, 1,983 gallons total. And so far this month, we haven't sold a lot of jet. This was as of the 9th. Okay, so that's last week, one day last week, yeah. Monday, Tuesday. Anyway, we've had more sales since then, but it was just showing 375 gallons of 100 low lead and 66 gallons of Jet A, total 441 or 442, and then 2,176. So that so far this quarter. So you're looking at total 17. Do you, is it in this one? Okay, I was looking at the different sheets here. I didn't see this one. Remember, I had extra pages. That was what was throwing me.
That's for the whole.
That's the quarterly. Okay. Yeah, the whole time frame put it at $19,771 and then 4,085 gallons. So Bertel operations for that same time period, basically since our last meeting, did not print like it should have. It's 2 pages, but we've actually had 1,016 since roughly since our last meeting, that quarter. And there's a breakdown of takeoff, landings, and the types of aircraft utilized during those. I guess I jumped into new business, didn't I?
Yeah.
So, I will also tell you that, and I don't have a copy of it. I was trying to get a copy of the agenda tomorrow. KAA's executive director meeting with representatives up in Frankfurt to discuss airport stuff. They've got meetings all day, and they've invited other KAA members to come to that, or officers to come to that. I will not make it, but they've got meetings all day between committees and with individual legislators. So they're working on that. Again, their push is going to be for general aviation and support of general aviation airports. So
Are they gonna come back and do the runway like they was supposed to last week, or what?
at some point in time, I told him, I said, this time I told him, I said, just tell me when you're en route.
Yeah.
And we'll put a NOTAM up or something, but because I had another helicopter that was supposed to come in yet that time and could not because of the NOTAM, and they didn't do it. So
Yeah, well, our guys was wanting to take off and it was like, when they checked the NOTAMs, I said, no, airport's closed.
I don't know. If I wanted to take off, I'd probably take off, but if you'd had something wrong, then the insurance wouldn't pay. That's the problem.
well, this is KDA paying for this, and then what they're doing, they're supposed to be pressure washing all the markings on the runway. They painted them a couple of years ago when they resurfaced, but being where our location, we get a lot of mold and stuff, and so they were going to come back and pressure wash all that so you can be seen better. So that was the point. They're supposed to be 5 o'clock Wednesday night to 8 o'clock Friday morning. So I don't know if they were going to work in the night or not, but they were going to work. So. We are in I'll tell you what we're working on right now. I'm trying to offload as much jet fuel as I can at the moment. Our redo date is going to be it's actually the 24th of this month. However, I've got fuel coming in Friday, but in the meantime, I'm trying to get our, fuel down because at one point in time, I did not order Prist or an additive to it. And now I can't advertise it as with Prist until we get a certain ratio. And that ratio is I don't know, they can't inject it. They can't add it back in. So, and at the time I was not aware that that was the situation. So we're working to get that back. So I'm ordering minimum loads as to what I need. However, I have marked it down to cost at this point right now to try to get rid of about 750 gallons. If I can get 750 out of there, then I can actually move forward and get the press back where it should be. But that's,
Austin said, I talked to him, he was gonna call back. I talked to his wife. She said, yeah. Said they would probably just bring a tanker down here, but, and I know, talked to Joel too, but I think you'd already.
I've talked to Joel, yeah, and he's gonna get about 400 tomorrow.
Okay.
Is what he told me now. And then, so
But
you know how
Joey,
much the other's gonna get?
I don't know. He came in here before and bought some, but I know
They need to let me know when they're coming
yeah.
so I could put the price down because they're both talking about bulk sales.
So
So, and I wanna, and if I can get that out of there, then I can make that fuel safer for
well,
winter
then
time.
talked to Joey Tucker on the way here and they need about 250 or 300 in their Pilatus. So he said he may just shoot over here and get some. So
If I can get it down to a certain point, then I can get this other back up. The problem is, to do it right now, I've got to bring it down to 1,500 gallons in the tank. Then I've got to add 2,500 gallons. So they've got to inject plus the pressed in the
Yeah.
2,500. So that puts me at 4,000 gallons of fuel going into the winter. Well, we know how much planes are flown in the wintertime. So that means I'm sitting on a full tank of fuel all winter, and 6 months later, I've got to sell it or eat it again. So I question whether I want to do that. And that's the point I'm running into here because I've got the situation. But as soon as I can get this out of the way with the pressed, I'm not so much worried about it. Right now, I can't advertise it, even though there is a little bit, is not enough to advertise.
some people don't want pressed, and some do, it's just, if the airplane's flown a lot, you don't need pressed, but it's just the pressed if they're gonna set, so.
Well, anyway, well, I mean, do you all have a recommendation? Just carry it through the winter as it is, or do you think I need to shoot and fill that thing up and then sit on it? Possibly.
I'd say we really be gone, yeah, we'll be, he's the number one guy.
He hadn't bought any fuel for me in a while, but he's buying this way because I cut it down. He's buying it somewhere else, but he's also moved his plane to his helicopter. But he's stepping up and he's helping us out with that.
He's got a tank, he's got a portable tank.
Yeah, so he does that.
Buying bulk, like we said, they're gonna do how many gallons are doing left?
1,500.
Well, it depends. I've got around 2,250 in there right now. So if I can sell out about 750, that gets me down to the 1,500. But I'll sell down right now as much as I can because I don't want to go into the winter, in foul weather with that. So that's the big issue. So if I can get it down below the 1,500, that will be helpful. And then it may not be as much of that going back in.
Yeah, but see, Houston ain't gonna be spraying either. That's the only reason he bought it for. It's because, spraying,
Yeah. And that's,
spraying.
I
so
think that's what Joel's doing too. He's spraying, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
They're not gonna be spraying much, but.
What's the low level of tank? How low can you draw down to? Usually the last couple hundred gallons you can't get out.
Well, it keeps something like 400 to 500 gallons in the system. Okay, so that's kind of your base that you get down to that. It's not really anything to draw at that point. But if I can get it down to under 1,000 gallons, I'll be real happy. That'll make it easier less I've got to sit in there and maybe eat or whatever else.
You don't wanna sit
see what you have
In
to,
the winter time, 1,000 gallons?
well, here's the deal. Anytime you get to your 6 months.
Yeah.
Whatever you have left in that tank, you have to buy 1/2 plus 1 gallon to keep it fresh. If you don't, then you can't use that. So if I've got 2,000 gallons in there, I got to put 1,001 to keep it fresh. Now, again, and then I've got to sit on it for 6 months. And that's avgas as well. That's not just jet, that's avgas, because a lot of fuel is not used in the cooler months. So I'm trying to keep the volume in the tanks down right now through the winter, because I know what's going to happen in 6 months, March. I'm the same position. So I think that's probably the best thing to do is just keep it down for right now and worry about getting that other up. But this will at least bring it down to make it a little more manageable. So, but I want to give you all a heads up on that one. Also, KAA has got their conference is coming up in October. So we'll send you out some information on that if you hadn't gotten it already. Has anybody received anything on it, Amy? Okay. All right.
Mike Fagan's going, but he's.
Okay.
Because Mike Phelps. He's on the board, but
Okay. So did Dixon ever come down to Mayfield?
he did.
Okay. I know he went to Fulton. I went down to Mayfield.
They've got to raise the runway at Mayfield. Got to raise it 1.5 feet on one end, down on one to get the approach in.
Really?
Yeah, we have no nighttime approach into one, only on 1.9. So they've got to start about the 1,000-foot mark and raise it
What's your slope gonna be on that?
3.
3?
So, but it's
Ooh,
another FAA, somebody woke up in a. Yep, she's been there for. So they're gonna have to raise the runway. So,
oh. Well, I can understand all that. No, man.
just to get a IFR approach on each end, so.
Can you think of anything else? Oh, one other thing. Yes. Guys, I would like for your all's approval to get rid of, to dispense with, let me use the right word terminology here, dispense with the video teleconferencing for our meeting attendance. Now, you could have somebody else come in that's not a voting member and talk or something like that and put on a presentation. But problem I have is if we have a video teleconference meeting and I advertise it as that, if we are down, I can't have the meeting. So I think it limits us more than it helps us.
Who actually watches it?
I don't know. We stream it from this to YouTube and it's on YouTube. So, but if you guys were okay, and if you do, I'd like to get a vote to dispense with the video teleconferencing, if you all wish.
I'll make a motion.
Okay. Didn't take long, did it?
No, all in favor?
Thank you all very much.
Bye-bye.
Oh, any questions for us? We continue to keep one last thing, continue to keep the hangars full. As they roll out, I've got another one that's rolling in right behind them. We've got another one that's actually sold their aircraft and they're rolling out of the hangar and at the end of this month, and I've got another that's going to be going back into it just as quickly as one comes out, one's ready to go back in. So,
And Joel wants to be put back on the list.
he's on the list. I've got him until he gets the aircraft. I've got 2 lists. I've got one with aircraft, one without.
Yeah.
And there's 2, like I said, there's 2 lists. The ones with aircraft have priority, and then the ones without that are pending. I can't wait,
Oh, yeah. Understand.
So, but as soon as they get an aircraft or they're in the process of getting an aircraft, I can move them over to the other one. That doesn't really help, I guess. I know because we don't transfer that quick. But if we get this other hangar built, that'll knock out another 8 and we'll maybe make a dent in those that are having to wait. Because I've got between the 2 lists, Probably got 16
On wait list.
between the two. Yeah.
You know, I was just saying, I've heard that guy that really big, he's got that little airplane, he didn't have an airplane, he's not,
Helicopter.
no, I'm talking about the Lily Big's hangar, the new guy took hangar
Yeah.
to, you know, he's got that little airplane, probably gonna burn 20 gallons a year.
It's still an airplane and he's paying and he's buying fuel.
It's not an airplane.
It's a ultralight.
Yes.
It's a kid airplane.
It's a cute airplane.
Like a
Yeah.
Dragon or
This is a Corsair.
oh, Corsair.
Yeah, this is a Corsair.
Yeah, it's a kid plane.
Understand, but you got all these guys that got airplanes that go burn some fuel, you know, that guy nothing but. Lies.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, even if they're on the list, if they're, well, we gotta look at who's gonna burn the most fuel. If it's somebody that's a business person that's gonna burn a lot of fuel. They should have first priority at the hangar. You know, it's,
He's a nice guy, no, he ain't gonna buy, he's not. You and I.
yeah, I mean, if you're sitting there building an airplane.
Airplane, kill himself and then.
But it's hard to juggle that. I mean, I know it is, once you get them on the list, you know, it's, but, 'cause I know they're all moving out of Paducah, so they're, wherever they can go other than Paducah, they're gone. So. If Mayfield had 4 big box hangars right now, they'd be full. It's just. Anybody got anything else? We are, this weekend's our breakfast at Mayfield and we are putting on a shrimp bowl and a fish fry at noon. So we'll have,
No breakfast?
oh yeah,
Oh, both?
yeah, we're doing both.
Dear God.
Yeah, yeah, punishment for me.
I can tell you all, if you've never been to the fly-in breakfast, that's a good chow time. That's really, really good food. Now, I don't have to boil. I've never done that one, but the breakfast is
We'll have-
excellent.
Yeah, we'll have fish, fresh shrimp flown up and, we'll have the shrimp bowl and so, Mike Gorley's putting he funds the whole shrimp bowl, so catfish, so. He decides he's gonna do it and say, okay, we don't say no. So. But everybody's welcome to come, so like I say, we'll do fish at probably 12:30 and.
All right, I'll ask you later. That's fine. All right.
Like anything else? Got a motion to adjourn?
Your motion?
Yep. Second,
Second.
all in favor? Well, we appreciate it.
Time is 4:26.